Beverley Brook is just a short walk from the Roehampton Gate car park. Monique, show us the way. This stretch of river is an impressive 14.3 kilometres long, but only a small section of the river travels through Richmond Park to reach its final destination, the River Thames.
Over the years, lots of work has been carried out here at Beverley Brook for mainly two reasons. One, to reduce the flood risk, and two, to improve the water quality so that the wildlife that lives in the brook is protected. This is why it's so important to look after this part of the river and keep it clean, as it's home to many animals.
Unfortunately, lots of junk can get trapped into this river, and this is why we have installed something called a Downstream Defender. Monique, do you want to tell them more about how that works?
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm basically standing on the very spot where the Downstream Defender has been installed. You can see over there in the distance, there's a sort of little hump, green hump, and that's where it's buried. It's a huge metal structure whereby the water comes in, the water from all of the area of Roehampton, water comes in, water that's run off through car parks and streets, filled with crisp packets, sediments, lots of pollutions, bits of tyres, whatever. It comes into a pipe that feeds into the Defender. And inside the Defender there's like a big propeller that turns around with the flow of the water. The solid bits, the heavy solid bits like crisp packets stay around the top. The water goes through, all the sediments, the heavy particles stay down, they're caught, they're separated from the water, and the clean water flows through a pipe that's buried under the ground. You can see it makes that little clear way through that little patch there, and it comes all the way here to this little outlet.
But how do we find out if the water is clean? Well, people who look after this space carry out something called Riverfly monitoring. And this is what they're doing behind me right now. Before one of the volunteers got into the water, I got him to tell me a little bit more about the Riverfly monitoring process. So tell us, what are you going to do today?
I'm going to do a Riverfly survey, and to do that I've got to get into the brook in a minute, but the action I'm going to be going through is simple. I put this net into the water flows through the net. I then rub my foot in front of it for 10 seconds, and then once that's done, I then move to another location and do the thing exactly the same. And we do that for a total of 3-minute in 10-minute block, 10-second blocks.
Fantastic. Should we get in the water then?
I think we should.
Let's go.
These are like fishermen terms for mayfly and stonefly, and you'll get lots of other things. We've actually had fish in here, but most of the ones we get are mayfly, stonefly, and the freshwater shrimp. So we'll see them as we put them into the examination tank. That allows us then to count, do a physical count, and we get points for them every 10 of whatever it is. And that goes towards a measurement of the purity of the water in terms of what we've got. And our threshold is 4, and if we get above 4, that's good. If we get it below 4, the Environment Agency basically have a concern, and they may come down and do a water sampling to see if there's anything wrong with the water. Now, this has been done up and down contemporaneously on the brook.
had a very good day. We found 7 caseless caddis, which gives us a score of 1, 152 olives, which gives us a score of 3. Now these, and then we had 44 gammarus, which gives us a score of 2, which is a total of 6, which means that we are above our threshold, which today is telling us that this part of Beverley Brook is in very good order, and there is an awful lot of invertebrate life and other species in the brook.
Fantastic.
We've done well.